Today is day 3. I had the surgery on Monday, and it's been rather eventful ever since. My surgery was supposed to be at 5:30 in the morning, and then they pushed it 3 hours so that it wasn't supposed to be until 9:30. That's not 3 hours, it's 4. Anyway, they pushed it, and then it didn't actually start until 10. They told me it was going to be like 4.5 hours. They told me it was going to be 6 hours. They told me it was going to be 5 hours. It took 3.5 hours. But they were prepared to do more. I think I mentioned this before. When you're obese, your ab muscles typically separate, and so they were going to bring them back. Well, in all those attempts to lose weight that I talked about, I'd been doing a lot of ab work, and apparently I had pulled them back together myself. So they didn't have to do that. But they were prepared to do that. So I didn't wake up from my anesthesia for 3 hours after the surgery. The anesthesiologist there the entire time. They stood there till 7:30 at night. And this is an outpatient clinic. Like, no one was there. I was so out of it that I didn't realize when I got home that one of my drainage tubes, I told you guys you'd have 2 drainage tubes. One of them wrapped around my seatbelt, and so when I got out of the car, I couldn't even feel it. I pulled it out. So yesterday, I had to go back, get put back under anesthesia, and they had to put the sucker back in. To be honest, that wasn't all that painful. I mean, when I woke up, I could feel exactly where they had ended and exactly where they had put it in. So that hurt more, but it's not painful. The only thing that's actually painful is they had to remove one of the stitches right above my butt crack to guide it in, and I could feel that. I don't know if he put it tighter or if it was just the fact that it's already at an incision or already was inflamed and then redone. Day 1 sucked, because I'm not going to lie, day 1 was horrible. There's a lot of pain. Every time I moved, it was in a lot of pain. When you think about it, they lift up your skin. Lift up your skin, and it was very painful. But you can feel a drop in your pain level literally every 12 hours. Every 12 hours, I feel a little bit better. By the time that I got out of anesthesia from when they fixed the drain, I was cracking jokes with the team and everything. And I'm one of those guys that's constantly joking anyway. So this is morning day 3. Walking, you have to walk bent over. I did not know that. Apparently that's in my paperwork. My wife said it was in the paperwork. I have no idea. I didn't read it in the paperwork, but apparently I have to walk hunched over. I've been sleeping in a recliner. You have to drain the drain tubes, but every day they're clogged. So you have to do what's called milking them, which is when you grab them and just kind of pull them out, kind of like you're trying to get something stuck out of a straw or something. It's incredibly gross. You're going to want to, being a dietitian, eat a pretty high fiber diet. So I've only taken 1 laxative, and one stool softener, and I was able to go to the bathroom yesterday. Rather normal bowel movement. Nothing big. However, wiping is rather interesting. Not trying to get too graphic with you guys, just trying to help you out. I'm able to move around. The first day, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was gritting my teeth and doing myself like a man up speech. It hurt so bad. The one time I got so mad at myself because it hurt so bad and I wasn't really doing anything that I told that I grit my teeth and walked around the house twice, to the point that I started getting a little splotchy. I was probably pushing myself a little too hard, but I needed to move. I need to move now, but my wife isn't waking up yet. Anyway, every day is a little bit better, but when they said for the first few days you'll regret getting the surgery, they weren't lying. This is by far the most painful thing I've ever done. But they cut off, about 3 or 4 pounds of skin, and they sucked out about 1,500 milliliters of fat. You can transition that into weight somehow if you'd like to. I'm sure there's a calculator out there for that. I have yet to stand on a scale. I've yet to be able to stand up erect. So, also, and this kind of sucked just personally for me. They gave me oxycodone for pain. I've never had oxycodone before. It made me feel like garbage every time I took it. And I couldn't figure out why. I would just randomly feel really, really sick. And until we went back to the doctor for them to put the drain in, I had gone quite a while. And I said, because I didn't know what they were going to do, I didn't want to take anything. So I'd gone a pretty good while, and I told them, I said, hey guys, I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I haven't taken anything. And they said, all right, well, we'll just give you an oxycodone. They gave it to me, and I immediately felt sick. And I asked them if I could switch to Norco. Norco is a hydrocodone. And I'd had it when I had shoulder surgery, and I knew I didn't feel sick on it at all. And they said, yeah. So I thankfully actually had my oxy, so I gave that to them, and they just gave me a new prescription for hydrocodone. And I had mentioned this before. I'm not really big on. I don't really overdo it with painkillers. I try to get through with them as quickly as possible. So the hydrocodone I had is for my shoulder surgery 18 months ago. I just didn't use them then, and I just had them around. I have chronic back pain, so I kept them around every now and then. And my doctor already knew about this, that if I ever had any real bad pain, I'd snap them in half or even into a third to take them for my back pain to just kind of get through something. And I'm being followed by pain management and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, so I switched me to hydrocodone, and I felt so much better since then. So if you are feeling rather just sick, it may just be a pain medicine that you just don't agree with. So think about that. They give me Valium, and they say that it's a muscle relaxer, and I guess it's sort of a muscle relaxer. But Valium's also what they give people who have anxiety. Or they used to. They give it for people with anxiety. So I sort of feel better on it, but not really. You can talk to them about cyclobenzaprine, also known as Flexerol. I don't like Flexerol for whatever reason, and I know this is odd. It gives me the hiccups, so I don't take it. I take what's known as orphanedrin citrate for my back. I haven't been taking it since this because, well, mixing medications is bad. Orphanedrin citrate is a dumbed-down version of Flexerol. It does help me quite a great deal. I also have gabapentin for my back. I also haven't been taking it because, again, mixing medications. But these are all options. Gabapentin is a nerve pain agent or nerve pain medication. You can talk to your doctor about that if you feel like that's something you need. Weird things. This was in my little packet that I may feel your skin, you may feel numb around the incision site. I was literally numb all the way down my leg. Not the leg itself, like I could flex my legs and I could walk and everything, but I would run my fingers down my legs, and you could tell it was almost like I was asleep or something. It was really wild. I'm not sure if that's even fixed yet. Yeah, so it's gone away now. Try the other side. Yeah, so that's back to normal. So you may have that could be an anesthesia. It could have been the weird oxy. I don't know, but they said that it'll come back. At this point, my only real pain is the incisions themselves. Before, you lifting up the skin and all the stuff they did was really painful. I can suck in my abs. I can flex around my back, but any movement I do is pulling. We have that incision. It's pulling it apart. So that's the real pain that I have at this point. The draining of those bulbs is quite disgusting. Let's see if I can show you one without. So this is what it looks like. This is upside down, but that's what it looks like. It's squeezed in, and then you put a plug in it, and then when you let go, it's pulling pressure down through that tube so that it's supposed to be constantly sucking things out. But if you don't have a lot to suck out, then the fluids just sit inside the tubes, and then they coagulate, they get clogged, and then you have to just pull it all out. I don't know, some people are worse than others, but I don't really have that much, apparently. I'm really, really hoping that I have my follow-up on Monday. Like I said, this is Wednesday. I have my follow-up on Monday. I'm really hoping they're like, oh, well, you're healed up pretty good. You don't need these. As far as food, you need a really, really high protein diet. As far as the fact that I'm a dietitian, collagen peptides twice a day. You can get that at pretty much a grocery store at this point, but you can also go get it like a GNC. But collagen peptides twice a day, vitamin C twice a day. I do something called, I think it's like Immune 24 or something. It's a mixture of vitamin C and zinc. Both of those are really, really required. Those vitamin C and the zinc are really required for wound healing. So you take that twice a day. It'll help you clean you up real quick. Vitamin C, zinc, um, collagen peptides, high protein diet. High protein diet. You need to make sure you're having protein in every meal. I think one of the reasons I was able to have a bowel movement rather quickly is my first couple meals were smoothies. Um, and I had a shot of protein in each one of them. So high protein meal. I'm not sure if you can hear my stomach's growling now that I'm talking about food. All right. Till next time.